And a happy Friday morning to you. It is the 13th of February, 2026. Let's see, that means you add the 1, carry the 2. It's Friday the 13th. Uh-oh, is that a bad day or is it a good day? Well, we'll talk about that as we come up. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz one more time around. Literally one more time around here on the NCW Life channels. We get you ready for Friday. We've got news coming up. We've got, of course, sports news on the way as the Mariners start spring training. Yeah, we flip from football to baseball right away. Also, we'll introduce you to a couple of more candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant. We'll meet candidates Brielle, Precht, and Kaylee Pearsons this morning. Our final 2 contestants to join us here on the NCW Life channels. They get ready for the pageant coming up on Saturday. We were out there last night for the dress rehearsal. Everybody did fantastic. It's going to be a great show on Saturday. But before we get to any of that, let's start our day like we normally do with a look around our Valley View cameras this morning. And you look down upon the Wenatchee Valley this morning, and you do see a lot more clouds than we've had the last few days, and that's kind of the theme for the weekend. Talk about that forecast coming up. Good morning, Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. It is a Friday. Oh, Mac's going to do the swing around again so we can get a good look at the Eastmont bar. Yeah, that prehistoric giant sandbar is what you're looking at right there with the Badger Mountain in the distance. Can't really see Badger, but there you go as we look down the river, and you can see not a breath of wind this morning. The river looks like a mirror, and going to have probably the best sunrise we've had all week long, with a few clouds kind of add to the pink hue this morning. All right, that's camera 1. Camera 2. I'm going to say good morning to Kashmir, I believe. Yes, we are. Hello, Kashmir. Home of the Bulldogs and home of a winner last night in the district playoffs. Talk more about that coming up in sports news. But do I see smoke there, Mac? Oh, it's a cloud. Okay. It almost looks like there's smoke coming up from about Horse Heaven Hills there. But yeah, that's the thing we all worry about with the lack of snow this winter and everything else. We're worried about the fire season coming up, but we'll worry about that later. How about this? Another ethereal scene from up on top of Billy Goat this morning. That's looking down towards Pateros and also looking out towards Bridgeport and Brewster, but you can't see it because everything looks like a Barney morning up there. That looks rather purple to me. It's going to be interesting to see the sunrise once it finally pops its head above the cloud cover there. Fog, probably more than clouds. And this is another look upon the Wenatchee Valley this morning, looking off to the east as we go way up above Olney Gardens for this particular look, and the Otabashan Bridge in the foreground there, and our Friday morning commute. Be careful out there. And also, by the way, if you have a vehicle that stalls on the bridge, try to get it off the bridge. We had that twice yesterday afternoon on the South End Bridge here in Wenatchee. Speaking of yesterday, our high in the valley, according to the Weather Almanac, was 45 degrees. Overnight low of 30. Marion, real quick, can you grab me that note that's on the bottom of the monitor right there and bring that over to me? Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Normally, we're at 42 for the high and 27 for the low. Record high temperature for today was set in 1977 of 62 degrees. The record low, oh man, 1936. The 30s, it was just cold, and with the depression and everything else, it just probably felt more depression. -9, the record low on this date in 1936. Sunrise this morning coming up in about 4 minutes, 3 minutes from now, 7:07. Sun will set tonight at 5:23. Rise tomorrow morning at 7:05 and set tomorrow night at 5:24. As far as the forecast is concerned, our 7-day forecast brought to you by Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. Partly cloudy skies in our forecast today. A slight chance of rain, about 30%. 42 are expected high today. Tonight we'll see clouds, a low of 34. A 20% chance of some form of precipitation. Tomorrow we'll see cloudy skies, just a 20% chance of rain. Just be kind of an overcast day tomorrow with a high of 45. Really not much wind to speak of in our forecast, despite the different weather that's coming our way. 32 the overnight low on Saturday night as we'll wake up on Sunday Monday, we'll have some clouds, a few showers, and then some sunshine breaking through. 43 for the high, and yeah, you're seeing it cooling down quite a bit for our daytime highs. Actually, that's kind of getting more into the normal range as we head back to work on Monday. We'll have cloudy skies, rain, 39 for the high on Monday. The snow level, by the way, coming down to 1,200 feet Monday, then jumping back up to 2,000 feet on Tuesday, and then down to 1,500 on Tuesday. As we look at the forecast here for the valley floor, we'll see a mixture of sun, a mixture of rain, a mixture of clouds on Wednesday with a high of 41, and then Thursday's forecast, cloudy, chance of rain, and a high of 40. Currently, we have 32 outside our studios here in downtown Wenatchee. As far as the passes are concerned this morning, good shape. If you need to travel in the higher elevations, Stevens, Blewett, Snoqualmie, all bear a few wet spots and no restrictions if you need to travel in the Cascades. We'll take a break here at 6 minutes past the hour on a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Get you ready for news headlines coming up next.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
We've all dreamt of moving somewhere new. But what are home prices like? How are the schools? What are the state income taxes? And how's the weather? For all your questions, the Coldwell Banker Move Meter has answers. It's the only tool that lets you compare cities by cost and quality of living, so you can get a better idea of what your dream looks like and start making it come true. The Move Meter, only from Coldwell Banker. Live well with Coldwell.
A little bit of a high overcast in Wenatchee this morning. Going to be a lovely sunrise. We're at 32 outside our studios on this Friday the 13th, 2026. In for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Granstrom with your latest local news. The Town Nissan car dealership in East Wenatchee, owned by the Barros and Leeson brothers, or families, I should say, is shutting down 1 month from now. Co-owner and general manager Tony Leeson says the effective closure date is March 13th as the ownership group prepares to sell its 4-acre property on the 3rd Street Southeast location. Leeson declined to disclose any buyer information. Town Toyota and Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram are the remaining Town brands. Leeson says 25 employees currently working at Town Nissan, and he's working to find them positions at the Town Group's other dealerships. Customers who drive Nissans can find answers to frequently asked questions regarding the closure and its impact on the Town Nissan Facebook page, or by calling or visiting the store in East Wenatchee. Authorities are asking for the public's help in locating a missing young adult. 18-year-old Eric Luna was last seen by his family in Bridgeport about 6 p.m. last Friday, February 6th. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says at the time of his disappearance, Eric was wearing black clothing and black shoes. In an appeal on Facebook, his family members say they're heavily searched the area around his home on foot, by boat and by aerial drone. Anyone with information or knowledge of Eric's whereabouts is encouraged to call the sheriff's office. Their tip line is 509-699-3283. Congressman Dan Newhouse was one of 6 Republicans voting yesterday to block President Donald Trump's tariffs on Canada. The House voted 219 to 211 to revoke an executive order by the president in February of last year imposing tariffs on Canada. The measure now heads to the Senate. Newhouse, who represents Washington's 4th District, explained his vote on Facebook, saying Canada is Washington state's 2nd largest export market with billions of dollars in commodities sold there annually. He also said the state's agricultural producers' input and equipment prices have climbed, and Canada's reciprocal tariffs have harmed the state's beer, wine, and spirit industries. Also this week, Newhouse was named the chairman of the House Agricultural Subcommittee on Forestry and Horticulture, which is responsible for policies relating to farming, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and organic produce. The city of Leavenworth has started an asbestos abatement program at the former Osborne Elementary School site to prepare the building for future use. Over the next month and a half, people can expect to see plywood partitions and caution signs around entrances, while most of the work is happening in the utility corridor beneath the building. Plans for the former school are still in a conceptual stage. The city's proposal for the building would relocate the Leavenworth Public Library there and include a possible community center on the property. Last year, the city applied for a $300,000 grant to conduct the asbestos abatement program, which needs to happen before any demolition could begin. Chelan County leadership visited the remote Lake Chelan village of Stehekin this week to learn more about the status of Company Creek Road and other damages from the December storms. Earlier this month, county commissioners asked Governor Bob Ferguson to seek federal aid and help due to the make that imminent threat of flooding from the Stehekin River that would endanger the road and the surrounding land and homes. Visitors on the expedition included County Commissioner Brad Hawkins, Natural Resources Mike Caputa, and Sheriff Mike Morrison. Residents of Stehekin took the county representatives on a tour of the community to show the aftermath of the damages. The county also held a community meeting at the Stehekin School that was attended by 45 people, with another 47 people listening in via Zoom. Well, musicians and dancers stormed the stage at the Wenatchee High School auditorium Wednesday nights, with more than 10 acts performing at the Janice Franz Talent Show. This was the 29th year of the event, which started as a fundraiser for Janice Franz, a teacher at the high school who battled with cancer. Proceeds typically go to a student or community member living with cancer who needs help with medical bills. The recipient this year is Rodrigo Mesquia, Wenatchee School District student battling leukemia. This year's talent show raised around $1,800 in cash, with more left to count from online ticket sales. Judges gave first place to Icarus, a metal band made up of WHS students who also won the Fan Favorite Award. The Spirit of Janice Franz Award went to singer and guitarist Jenilyn DeBrum. That's a look at news headlines this morning. We'll have more with Grant Olson in the News Center tonight at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. If you have an update for us on the news front, be sure and get a hold of us at news@ncwlife.com. You can call us at 509-888-NCWL. That's 509-888-6295. You can also reach out to us through our Facebook page. And don't forget, you can watch us 24/7 whenever you'd like. You're in control if you download the apps. You can get us on Apple TV, on Roku, and Fire TV as well. We'll take a break here on the Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Sports news is coming your way next.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community.
As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Her Royal Highness, Ella Johnson!
Join NCW Life channel for live coverage of the Apple Blossom Royalty Selection Pageant Saturday, February 14th. The countdown to coronation starts at 6:30 with a pageant at 7. Coverage is brought to you in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, also by Apple Valley Honda and Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. Tune in for the Royalty Selection Pageant live on your local TV station, the NCW Life channel. Thanks for joining us on a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this 13th day of February 2026. In for Dan Koontz, I'm Eric Granstrom. Time for sports news. The football season just ended as the baseball season begins. That's right, pitchers and catchers officially had their first workout for the Mariners in Peoria yesterday. As spring training got underway, manager Dan Wilson is primed for another long run in 2026.
Just formally welcome back. It's been a nice off season. Really great to see everybody back here in camp. And I do want to say, though, before we get started, congratulations to the Seahawks. What an incredible season. I know it's a big day up in Seattle today, so what a great celebration. And congratulations to players and their staff. What an incredible season. So, and for us getting started down here, I'm really happy. It's been one day. It's only a handful of guys, that got off the mound yesterday. But just from all the work that these guys have put in this off season, there's a ton of guys down here early, which is a great sign for us. There's a lot of guys that are having to be ready for the WBC here pretty early, and they have accomplished that as well. Some guys off the mound yesterday looked very good and very strong. So, couldn't be happier with the way that day one has gone, and really excited for what lies ahead for us. And it's going to be a little bit of a different spring training because of the WBC, but I know our guys. The purpose down here is to get our work in, to get ready for that. The opening night up in Seattle, and I think we're in a good spot there to get all that done.
A new face in camp this year is that one right there, free agent Brandon Donovan. He came to Seattle just a couple of days after Eugenio Suarez left to join the Reds. Donovan says he's thrilled about the opportunity in Seattle.
Yeah, so it was my first time ever being traded, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but I thought it went smooth. I knew when I got the call from Jerry, I was like, okay, this is a real thing. And immediately after talking to my family, we're just excited. Obviously you see the history of this organization and kind of what the team did last year. And then immediately after, just the welcoming fact of just guys were just so welcoming to my family and I. And to me, that's very important. So, like I said, very excited. The excitement in the building, just seems like an overall just great group of people.
As soon as he arrived in Peoria, Donovan says he could tell a big difference with the Mariners right away.
When you come into an organization, you kind of ask, like, hey, what are some things I should be aware of, like rules or things, just so you kind of don't get caught off guard. And it was just like, we're going to prepare, we're going to be great people. And I was like, I like it. I mean, I think that when you have a group of guys that hold themselves to a higher standard, and there's that aspect of accountability and preparation and guys that genuinely care, and there is a talk of winning a World Series in the building, you don't really need that, right? I mean, you look at Cal's the first one in the door, and I think he's the last one here. And I saw that yesterday. I was like, wow, he's here early. And then I think I left, I'm like, wow, he's still here. So, I mean, it's just a testament to him and why he's able to set the foundation for this culture.
Seattle's first Cactus League game is a week from today against the San Diego Padres. Well, the Eastern Washington Eagles were soaring high in men's college basketball last night. Isaiah Moses poured in 19 points to lead Eastern over Idaho State 88-75. Eastern's back at home tomorrow at 2 o'clock against Weber State on ESPN+. Washington hosts Minnesota tomorrow night at 6. That'll be on the Big Ten Network. And number 12, Gonzaga plays at Santa Clara tomorrow night. That'll be at 7:30 on ESPN. Turning to the women, the Eastern Washington women did not have the same success against Idaho State last night, falling 77-65. Portland traveled to Pullman and beat Washington State 68-61. Gonzaga came out on top of San Diego on the road, 66-56. Well, Eastern plays at Weber State tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That'll be on ESPN+. Gonzaga also on the road at Loyola Marymount. That's at 2 o'clock. Washington will host Oregon Sunday at 5. That'll be on the Big Ten Network. Well, the Wenatchee Wild will try to get back on the winning track in Western Hockey League play tonight. The Wild are home in the Town Toyota Center and host the Kelowna Rockets. Game time 7 o'clock as Wenatchee tries to bounce back from an 8-4 loss a couple of nights ago. After tonight, Wenatchee travels to Spokane Saturday at 6:05. They'll finish the weekend back home Sunday against the Chiefs at 4 o'clock in the TTC. If you want tickets, go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com. Well, the Eastmont girls were not able to celebrate senior night the way they wanted to last night. Eisenhower came to town and beat the Wildcats 67-56. Eastmont will have a play-in game Tuesday to reach the Big 9 tournament. Last night was the first round of the District 5 1A tournament. Royal took care of Omak 74-30. Cashmere edged Cascade 38-32. Wapato topped Natchez Valley 57-46. And Zilla cruised by Kai B 69-21. District 5 1B tournament. Wilson Creek stopped Soap Lake 51-44. And Moses Lake Christian down Entiat 61-28. Eastmont boys season came to an end last night at home with an 81-70 loss to Eisenhower. Wildcats finished last in the Big 9 at 1-11. Well, the girls District 5 2B tournament moves to Eastmont and Wenatchee tonight and tomorrow. White Swan faces Lake Roosevelt at Eastmont today at 4:30. Okanagan takes on Tri-Cities Prep at 6 at Wenatchee High School. Wenatchee girls will finish the regular season on the road at Davis tonight at 5:30, while Moses Lake celebrates its seniors at home against Sunnyside. Boys play tonight. The District 5 1B tournament finds Wilson Creek at Oroville at 6. The District 5 2B tournament has Goldendale and Bridgeport playing at Wenatchee High School at 4:30. Liberty Bell faces Tri-Cities Prep at 7:30 at Wenatchee. The Tonasket boys play Warden at 7:30. That will be at Eastmont. District 5 1A tournament continues with the second round tonight. Omak visits Connell in a loser-out game at 6. Royal hosts Chelan. Cashmere plays Zilla. Their regular season wraps up for the Big 9 with Wenatchee at Davis, and Moses Lake is hosting Sunnyside. Both those games start at 7:30. Here's what's on tap for tomorrow. Moses Lake Christian plays at Pateris at noon. That'll be in the District 5 1B tournament. Waterville Mansfield hosts Wilson Creek at 2. District 5 2B tournament has Mabton at Brewster at 1 o'clock. And in the District 5 1A tournament, Kiona Benton plays at Cascade at 2. Omak visits Natchez Valley at 3. And Cashmere plays at Zilla at 6 o'clock. On the boys' side tomorrow, Waterville Mansfield hosts Garden City Academy in the District 5 1B tournament. That'll be at 3:30 up on the plateau. District 5 2B tournament continues at Wenatchee High School with the winner between Tri-Cities Prep and Liberty Bell tonight facing Columbia Burbank. That'll be at 4. Kittitas faces Okanagan at 4 o'clock. The winner between Goldendale and Bridgeport plays the winner between Warden and Tonasket. That'll be at Eastmont. The time to be determined. In the District 5 2A tournament, Quincy plays at Ellensburg. That'll be tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. That's sports news at 24 minutes past the hour here on the Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. A lot of people make a big deal about Friday the 13th. I've had great Friday the 13th except once. Back in high school, had all these feelings for this girl. Thought, oh, I'm in love. And so I bought her a dozen roses. Now, back then, In February in Cedar Woolley, Washington, a dozen roses was like $125. It was a lot. And so I bought the roses, brought them to school, tried to give them to her, and she professed her love for somebody else. That was my worst Friday the 13th. That was back in 1986. So that's a long time ago, so we can forget about that. Friday the 13th, though, is usually a good day for me. As we get ready for our morning slurp, grab yours and just be careful. You know, it doesn't hurt to knock on wood occasionally, you know, that type of thing. But let's do our morning slurp for a final Friday here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Here we go. And Mac had coffee this morning, so he was able to join me. Hope you were able to join me as well. Okay, we had a lot of obscure holidays today. By the way, the fear of the number 13 is called tryptodectophobia. There you go, a little something you can, wow your coworkers at the water cooler today about. It's an International Natural Day. I don't know if that means people run around naked or what, but it's also National Kiss Day. If you combine that with people running around naked, National Tortellini Day, if you're into tortellinis. It's also National Cheddar Day, World Radio Day, but we decided to go with Different Name Day. Most of us are given our names by our parents when we're born, and we have little input on whether that name actually suits us. In 2021, the name David was the 30th most popular name in the U.S. In 1971, it was third most popular. Most popular boy names during the 1990s were Michael, Christopher, and Matthew. The most popular girl names during the 90s, Jessica, Ashley, and Emily. There are over 4,700 people who have identical first and last names, like John or Ralph. Most popular names today, on the girls' side, number one is Olivia, then Emma, then Charlotte, then Amelia, and Sophia. Now, believe it or not, the number one boy name right now in 2026 is Liam. Okay. Noah is on that list. Oliver, James, and Elijah. My grandson Arthur didn't make the list. So you go. National Change Your Name Day. My dad wanted to name me Igor. And he was really upset when Mom went with Eric. And then they misspelled my name. Mom misspelled the name on the birth certificate. So that was a big flap and caused a big roar in the hospital in Mount Vernon because he had to go to work, came back, and the birth certificate's laying there, and he looks at it and he goes, "Hey, you spelled Eric with a C. It's supposed to be with a K." Oh, that was a big fight. And so I'm just lucky to be here. That's basically the gist of the story. Or at least I went home with both of them. At least that's what they tell me from 1968. All right, today in history, on this date, February 13th, 1935, 91 years ago, a jury in Flemington, New Jersey, finds Bruno Hauptmann guilty of the 1932 kidnapping and murder of the Lindbergh baby, the son of Charles Lindbergh. Kidnapped March 1st, 1932. The body was found nearby nearly 2 months later. Most experts agree that Hauptmann kidnapped the baby and accidentally killed the baby. That was, before social media, that was in every single paper, every headline, every newsreel in the theaters. That was big news back then. 1971 on this day, 55 years ago, teeing off on the first hole of the first round of the Bob Hope Desert Classic in Palm Springs, playing with Bob Hope, Willie Mays, and Doug Sanders, Spiro Agnew, the Vice President of the United States, slices his tee shot into the gallery, striking a 66-year-old man and his wife. After taking time to visit with the injured couple and apologizing, Agnew returned to the tee box and shanked his next drive into the gallery, hitting an elderly woman in the ankle who was sent to the hospital for x-rays. For those of you keeping score, that's 2 shots, 3 spectators. It was on this day in 1979, 47 years ago, an intense windstorm struck western Washington and sinks a half-mile long section of the Hood Canal Bridge. The pressure of wind and waves on the Hood Canal Bridge stressed the structure enough to cause catastrophic failure. It is suspected that a severe list of the bridge exposed pontoon access hatches to the waves, which subsequently tore the covers loose and allowed water to enter the flotation devices, causing sections to sink. It took nearly 3 years and over $140 million to rebuild the lost bridge. All right, Friday the 13th. Is it your birthday today? Happy birthday if it's your birthday. Who'd you say, Marion? It's Taylor Minton's birthday over at Local Tel. Happy birthday, Taylor. Also celebrating a birthday. Well, she can't celebrate it, but maybe the family does. Bess Truman was born on this date in 1885, American wife of Harry S. Truman, the 35th First Lady of the United States. She died at 97. She was the longest living First Lady in history, 247 days plus 97 years, had the nearly impossible task of succeeding Eleanor Roosevelt as the First Lady. She didn't like social or political life in Washington and actively opposed her husband's thoughts of running for president in 1952. Her mom, Margaret, daughter of the Confederacy, did not much care for her son-in-law, the president, and refused to sleep in the Lincoln bedroom when she visited her daughter in Washington. Yeah. Mom-in-law was not a fan. Also born on this date in 1944, Jerry Springer. I didn't know he was born in Germany, or not in Germany, but in Britain. Yeah, he was a British and American broadcaster. Of course, Jerry Springer, a journalist, an actor, a lawyer, politician. He was the mayor of Cincinnati back in the 70s. He was best known, of course, for hosting the controversial tabloid talk show Jerry Springer from 1991 to 2018. Springer was noted as a pioneer in the emergence of trash TV. He's still alive, Mike Krzyzewski, and if you, by the way, go to a party and you could probably win some money if you can figure out how to spell his last name. Yeah, who the heck gets Krzyzewski out of that? Krzyzewski. That's what I would say, but it's Mike Krzyzewski. He's 79 today. 5 NCAA championships, 13 Final Fours, most wins in Division I men's college basketball history. Happy birthday to Mike Krzyzewski, the coach. All right, there you go. That's 31 minutes past. See, Mac, we're doing well on keeping track of time here. Our broadcast in part brought to you by our friends at Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Heat and Air, call Alpine Air 509-662-6842. They're on the web at alpineair.net. Coming up, we've got Mike McNulty and his opinion. Also, we'll meet a couple of the final 2 candidates for the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant. We will meet Brielle, Precht, and Kaylee Pearsons coming up here on a Friday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCW Life would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
You build more than projects. You build what communities rely on. When the job site runs on results, put Kubota to work. Backed by expert service and support from your local Kubota dealer. Right now, bring home select Kubota KX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally. Everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, I didn't like Bill Clinton. I thought his behavior and his lying about his behavior was despicable. I thought Obama was disingenuous in presenting the Affordable Care Act. I poked fun at Biden pretty frequently, usually referring to him as Uncle Joe. And don't get me started on Hillary. I think if that woman is not a criminal, she's as close to one as can be. And did I think Harris was the best possible choice for the job that the Democrats could offer? No, I didn't. But listen carefully. Of all the people I've named above, none of them is working or has worked to destroy our democratic republic. And I don't even need to name the person who is. That man incited insurrection in 2020. He's playing fast and loose with due process. He's trying to muzzle the press. He has deported American citizens. And he is deliberately ignoring and sidestepping the courts. And he's bullying his own party into submission. And he's fulfilling his stated plans to retaliate against those who oppose him. Boy, his recent behavior with attacking Bruce Springsteen and Taylor Swift, this is the president, and that's how he's behaving. And many of us, something else that many of us are not openly aware of, Trump is working hand in glove with Christian nationalists who hope to eliminate the separation of church and state. Like I said, I named him, but I didn't have to. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and that's my opinion.
Fibercrete fireproof safety rooms can be the difference between life and death for you and your family. Typical fireproof safety rooms are 8x8 Fibercrete panels providing a solid sanctuary. Fibercrete safety rooms can be above ground, buried underground, or built within new home construction. Best of all, a safety room by Fibercrete is very affordable. Call 360-770-2088. You owe it to your family to find out more about Fibercrete safety rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today. Coverage of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival brought to you in part by Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. For all your real estate needs, call 509-888-8887. Live well with Coldwell. Thanks for watching the NCW Live channel. I'm Eric Granstrom as we introduce you to the top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant, which is coming your way on Saturday, February 14th. Our first candidate is here, Brielle Precht, who's the daughter of Kevin and Julianne. Hi there.
Hello, yes, I'm Brielle Precht, and I'm running for Apple Blossom. I'm from Eastmont High School, and I'm super excited for this opportunity.
Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
I decided to run for Apple Blossom. I think it's been a lifelong goal of mine just to do it. I've always grown up and seen other girls do it, and I've always thought it was such a cool thing. I've always loved being involved in my community. I do a lot of community involvement and FBLA, clubs, all of it, and I just think it would be a really fun way to interact and involve. And I think it would just be fun to inspire other girls with medical conditions or not. I have type 1 diabetes, so I think it would be really fun to represent other kids and just show them that they can also do it too.
Do you have any personal knowledge of anybody who's been part of the Royal Court in the past?
Yes, so Ella Johnson, I'm really good friends with her, so that's been really fun. I also am friends with Ella Stimmel's younger brother, Payson. And so, yeah, it's been really fun to kind of like see their processes.
So what's been the most, in this process, you go through so much, what's been the most unique part of it for you so far?
I think the most unique part of it was probably the Apple tour. So that was really fun. My grandpa, he's kind of involved in the Apple industry. So just to see how that all works and the behind the scenes, that was an awesome experience.
So I'm reading your bio, in which everybody can see that on the Apple Blossom website, appleblossom.org. There was a couple of things that jumped out. Rugby and nails.
Yes, a very unlikely combo.
How can you? Okay, explain that one for me.
Yes, so I started playing rugby last year, and I've been a volleyball player all my life, and I just kind of decided to go to rugby, and It was kind of interesting. It was like the first practice I just jumped in, and it was like the time of my life. I think I'm a really like non-aggressive person. Like normally, like I'm very calm, not aggressive at all, but it's so fun to just get in there in rugby and just be able to tackle and like get the ball and everything. I have so much fun with it. It's been a blast. I love it.
So how are you sporting nails while you're doing rugby?
Yes,
or?
I do.
Oh.
So I had a little career as a nail tech, so I do those on the side, and I have it like out of my house. It's called Nails by Brie 509. Anyway, and I have people come to my house, and I do their nails, and it's just fun. I think it's a really fun way to get creativity out, and it's productive, which I really like.
So did you know somebody that was involved in rugby? How did you just decide, hey, I'm going to do rugby?
Yes, so my friend, actually, she played rugby, and she goes also to Eastmont, and she texts me, and she's like, hey, Brielle, you got to come do this. You seem like you'd be really good at it, and I did, and I'm really glad I did. It's super fun.
I know that you have a trajectory for yourself, but this might be a little difficult question. So 10 years from now, I see you. Who are you, and what are you doing?
I want to be a nurse. I really want to be an ER nurse, maybe eventually a flight nurse. Also, right now, I'm in the process of making an app for kids with type 1 diabetes, and I'm in the funding stage right now. So hopefully I can get my funding so I can really get it started. And yeah, that's kind of what I want to do, is be a nurse, maybe a flight nurse, and then also have my app for kids with type 1 diabetes.
Okay. All right. So how much money do you have to raise for putting an app together? They're not cheap, I imagine.
No, they're not. I think it's about $150,000. So yeah, I'm talking to a few investors right now, but it's just getting my investors. I have my pitch deck and like my business plan and everything already. So it's just talking to investors and hoping I can get that funding. But I think it would make a really big difference if I could get it.
Are you doing crowdfunding or anything like that? Or?
That's kind of my last resort right now. I would rather get it from like an investor. So I'm talking to some, like investors in like the Seattle area and all around right now. And then, I'm kind of in like the beginning processes of getting funding. So I think if I can't get investors like down the road, then that's something I would consider.
Gotcha. So strength and weakness. What is your biggest strength and your biggest weakness?
My biggest strength, I think my biggest strength is I'm not afraid to start something new or just try something out of the blue. I ran a marathon, no training, and started an app, started a nails business. I think I'm really entrepreneurial, and I think I'm able to be confident in it, and I believe in myself. So I think that's a really big strength. I think another one of my strengths is I'm really kind and empathetic. I have a really big heart for others, and advocating and helping others is a really big deal for me. I think probably historically I'm getting better. One of my biggest weaknesses has been time management. You can ask my mom, and organization. Sometimes my room is sometimes a little bit messy, but I'm getting better. But yeah, I'd say time management and organization have historically been a little bit of an issue, but I'm getting better.
This process will kind of force you to be better at that, right?
Yes. I'm making strides.
If you had a whole day that was yours to do whatever you could do, whatever you wanted to do, what would you do?
Okay, let's think. I would probably start, if it were in summer, I would probably start up at Lakeside Surf up in Chelan. I'm a surf coach there, and I'd probably get some surfing in my morning. And then I would probably go out to breakfast somewhere and probably get maybe like French toast or something good. And then I would do a workout, probably rock climb or go on a hike, and then maybe go shopping with my friends, and then maybe finish it off by going to a concert or something like that.
That's a day.
Full day. I have to get it all in.
How about that? So if I went to your best friend and said, okay, describe Brielle for me, what would they say?
I think they'd say I'm really kind and I really try to think about others. I think that's probably what they would say. I always like to check in on my friends and just a lot of people around me just to make sure they're doing good. I think they would also say I'm really driven and really smart. I think that's probably what they would say.
That's a pretty good friend, pretty good qualities right there.
Sure hope so.
So what's the question I didn't ask that you were all prepared to knock out of the park from me today?
I was kind of surprised you didn't ask me like a community involvement question.
Okay. Okay. Well, you say you're involved in the community. So what's the benchmark community involvement that would define Brielle?
Like, what do you mean by that? Like,
well, like
what do I do?
We're gonna see you out in the community doing stuff or
Mhm.
doing a particular activity. What would that be?
I'm involved in my school board, so I think I'm on the Eastmont school board, so probably somewhere like that. I'm on the school board and I get to represent students at Eastmont, so that's been an awesome experience. I also started a food drive back in November. I noticed that people's SNAP benefits got cut and I felt really bad. I couldn't imagine like relying on food and then just that for food and then just kind of having it taken away. And so I started a food drive at the 2 grocery outlets and it was actually, I was really proud. I was actually able to get 4 boxes about this big full of food and I donated that to Serve Wenatchee. So yeah, other than that, I've been involved in like FBLA, FCCLA, all of that, and then sports, volleyball and rugby.
So where does that come from? Who provides the example for you to go, oh, okay. Is it mom, dad, something like that for you like, okay, this is cool, I need to follow in the footsteps?
I think my dad. My dad is a big entrepreneur and he owns like a lot of the funeral homes in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee and he just works super hard. And so I think to be able to see him and how he's been able to be successful and do what he's doing has been really cool. And I think I really look up to him because he's very much like me, like he's not afraid to go try something or do something. And that's something I really look up to.
Awesome. Well, Brielle, best of luck in this process.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being part of the top 10.
Thank you. I'm so happy about it. It's a great opportunity.
There you go, Brielle Precht joining us here on the NCW Live channel. We have 9 more of these top 10 candidates to meet, and we'll do that right here on the NCW Live channel. Don't forget to tune in to the Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Cashmere Valley Bank. We'll have that live with our countdown to coronation on February 14th, Valentine's Day, 6:30 p.m. from the Numerica Pack. And then we'll follow that up with live coverage of the pageant right here on the NCW Life channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCW Life, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chair on the other side. You can just
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Coverage of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival brought to you in part by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Heat and air, call Alpine Air at 509-662-6842. They're on the web at alpineair.net. Thanks for joining us here on the NCW Life channel as we get ready for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant presented by Cashmere Valley Bank. Coming up on Saturday, February 14th, we're meeting the top 10 candidates. Kaylee Pearsons, who is the daughter of Kent and Debbie. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, first of all.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself before I get into my questions.
Well, I'm really excited to be here today. I'm a senior, obviously, at Eastmont High School. I'm taking 1 running start class and the rest of my classes at the high school. Keep a pretty busy schedule, and I love hiking, working with kids, and working with my dog.
Did you have a heavier load for running start before you got involved in top 10?
This is actually my first year in running start.
Okay.
So I just take 1 online class per quarter there,
Okay.
so I don't have to have as many classes at the high school.
Nice. How's that going for you?
It's really fun. I really like it.
What's the subject?
I took sociology before, which I really enjoyed,
Okay.
and then I'm taking statistics right now.
Ah, okay. So you can help me at a future game here soon?
Definitely, I can do that.
Why did you decide to run for Apple Blossom?
I've always felt like Apple Blossom is obviously such an important part of our community and of course a big part of my life. And so I really wanted to be part of that impact on the community and be a good role model for everyone around me.
Do you know any of the former royalty or anything like that? Or did you have a knowledge base going into this?
Just a little bit. So my brother's first grade teacher's daughter was a princess a couple years back.
Okay.
But we have messaged with her mom a little bit and with her, which has been a lot of fun.
Okay. That's almost 7 steps of Kevin Bacon. What, I know you guys have been through so much in this process since you became top 10. What's been the most unique experience for you so far?
Most unique experience was probably visiting Columbia Packers. It was really fascinating to see all of the different work that goes into just one part of our apple industry and our orchards, and it was a lot of fun to see all of that.
Did you guys get a chance to taste some apples too?
They did send some apples home with us. They were
nice.
good. Mm-hmm.
Nice. So you got to take them for the family too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very cool. So your bio is available online. If they go to appleblossom.org, they can read all about you. Now you provided the information for that, right?
That's right.
Okay. So it's kind of a resume for you of what you like and what you do. There was one on there that I'd never heard of before, so you got to help me out.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm going to ask you?
Is it about junk journaling?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'd never heard that term before, junk journaling. Look it up. So what is junk journaling?
So I started a couple months ago, and I found somebody doing it online, and I'm like, I want to try that. But it's basically saving different pieces of trash or junk from throughout your day. So a movie ticket stub, or the piece off of your popcorn container, or something like that. And you glue them down in a notebook or something like that, like a scrapbook, to kind of journal through your day with all of the junk that you would have just thrown away.
Okay. So how thick is your junk journal, or do you have more than one?
I have just one right now. It started about this thick, and I'm halfway through it. It's about this thick
Oh
now.
my gosh.
I've got clamps on it to try and keep it down. It doesn't work very well, but
Yeah. So you're going through a lot of glue, I imagine, and
I use tape usually.
oh, tape. Okay.
More tape.
Okay. All right. So what's the most unique thing we would find in your junk journal?
I don't know. I have a lot of apple blossom stuff in there. I actually did a lot of it last night.
Oh,
so that was fun during the Seahawks game. I wasn't watching. Most unique thing. I have a lot of drawings that I do by myself of like memories.
Okay.
I have a drawing of my backpack from when a little girl was commenting on it because there's princesses on it. And so just to remember that memory, I drew that and put it in there.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. Was somebody else doing that, or did you just see it online? How did you start?
I saw it online.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
just a couple people, and I'm like, I really want to try that. That looks really cool.
Well, you might have a new following of people
Hopefully.
that want a junk journal. Do you call it JJ for short, or?
I never have, but maybe I should start.
Well, not that you need to shorten it at all. So 10 years from now, I'm going to bump into you on the street. I'm going to say, oh, hey, what are you up to now? So where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
In 10 years, I think I would hopefully still be in college at that point, actually, getting a doctorate in neuroscience, with hopefully experience in that field and all of that.
Wow. So why neuroscience?
Neuroscience, there's been a lot of different factors throughout my life. Both my family and some friends of mine have struggled with mental health and all of that stuff that comes from the brain, as well as my grandpa having Alzheimer's for as long as I can remember.
Sure.
And then I mentioned this in my bio too, but I volunteer with memory care patients with my dog. So all of that has really encouraged me to study the brain because we know so little about it, and yet it impacts so much of our life.
Absolutely. And the rates of dementia and Alzheimer's seems to be going up and up and up, and no end in sight. My mom passed away from dementia. So yeah, that is definitely a need, and I wish you the best of luck in that field. So 10 years, I'll say. How's it going?
Okay.
Biggest strength or biggest weakness, or both for you? What are they?
My biggest strength, I'd like to say my curiosity. I always want to know more about the world, which lends itself to myself becoming more passionate. And it just opens new doors for me. Definitely have a lot of weaknesses too. I think sometimes I don't know when to quit almost. I just want to keep going and keep going without a break. But maturing has definitely taught myself how to slow it down a little bit, be a little less curious sometimes.
I imagine trying to balance school and running start class and this top 10 process, that's a lot on your plate, right? How do you carve out time for yourself to go, okay?
Honestly, my parents have been my biggest supporters, and they've helped me so much. But also just being intentional with the time I do have. So junk journaling, I started that because I wanted more time to decompress and to do something that didn't have to be perfect, because at the end of the day, all of it was junk. And so it didn't have to be good or anything like that.
That's interesting too, because it causes you to, I guess, reflect more in the moment on what your day, what you're doing and where you're going and who you're having contact with and things like that.
Yeah.
So if I gave you a day, I don't have that in my power, but if I could give you a day where it's yours, you can do with it what you want, what would you do for a day?
I would probably go hiking at Lake Clara with my dog. I think it's so beautiful up there, and it's really peaceful and fun, and it's so green. Get rewarded with a beautiful lake at the end, and then maybe I would come down, have dinner with friends, and probably end with a movie.
Very nice. What kind of dog do you have?
She's a poodle sheepdog mix.
Oh, okay. So larger poodle then.
A little bit bigger than a poodle.
And what's her name?
Her name is Ellie.
Ellie. Okay. And Ellie likes to go on hikes with you?
She does.
Oh. And you have a little company, but also a little protection maybe too while you're on the hike?
Probably not much. She can bark
She's going to turn
loud,
tail
though.
and head the other way?
Yeah, she can bark loud though, so she's got that going for her.
I know you prepared for this today, and there's probably a question I didn't ask you that you're all ready for. So what would that be?
I expected you not to ask about junk journaling, so I was going to talk about that. But you got that covered.
Okay.
You already
All
did
right.
it.
All right.
Um,
Anything else?
I guess maybe about my favorite things to do in the valley.
Okay.
I love.
So you like hiking. What else?
I love going to Pybus. I think it's so cool to see all of the stores there and all the pop-up shops on Saturdays and Sundays. Love walking through there. I also love taking classes at our local kennel club, which I think very few people know that we even have one here. But it's a dog training facility, and the people there are the best. They're so helpful and kind, and they offer so many classes, and it's a lot of fun to go.
Okay. How do we find out? I assume on the web somewhere?
They have a website.
Okay. Okay.
It's Wenatchee Kennel Club if you're interested.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, Kaylee, best of luck in this whole thing. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
On top 10. That's awesome, and I know you're soaking in every moment of every step of this, and I hope this has been a little fun for you today.
It was. Thank you for having me.
You bet. Kaylee Pearsons joining us here on the NCW Life Channel as we get ready for the Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Selection Pageant. Coming up on Saturday, we'll start with our pregame show, as I like to call it, the Countdown to Coronation at 6:30, and then, of course, the pageant at 7 o'clock, right here on your official home for the Apple Blossom Festival, the NCW Life Channel.
A kitchen that makes mouths water and jaws drop. A bedroom from a dream with a bath from a spa. A walk-in you'd never want to walk out of. A pool like the fountain of youth. And a view that never gets old. When buying or selling a home of the highest standards, it's comforting to be represented by a real estate company with standards to match. Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. Live well with Coldwell.
It's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a final Friday here on this 13th of February, 2026. And for those of you that don't know, this is the best part of my life. This is my wife, Marion, and she puts up with a lot, including a crazy schedule that I keep to stay here on the TV station. She came in this morning. I don't know why. Why'd you come in this morning?
It's bring your wife to work day.
Oh,
on your last day.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that. Let's check the 7-day forecast here real quick before we wrap up the show this morning. 42 today, little chance of rain tonight. 34, the high tomorrow. 45 with cloudy skies, slight chance of moisture. We'll have some sunshine on Sunday, and then next week it is going to be cloudy and rainy and gray and depressing, and maybe that's just kind of the attitude for next week. I don't know about that. What do you think about that? 32 outside the studios here at the NCW Life Channel. Don't forget, we've got the pageant coming up this weekend. Tomorrow, 6:30 with the countdown to coronation and 7 o'clock with the pageant. Marion will be there too. You're going to be running around helping us keep things straight, right?
It's my last pageant. I'm excited.
Yes, and I wanted to thank Marion most importantly for putting up with a lot here over the last 10 years of me being at the NCW Life Channel. And for those who don't know, and most don't, this is my final day. Have one more sportscast tonight. I'll have a special message coming up tonight on the sports, so be sure and tune in for that at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. And then we'll have the pageant tomorrow, so we'll celebrate, and we'll celebrate right now. Ooh, don't spill.
No, wait.
Wake up, Wenatchee Valley. Have a great Friday.